The average lifespan of a human being is 27,375 days. That's 75 years, by the way. A lot of us won't even make it that far. It's kind of a morbid way to start this video, but I wanted you to have that number in mind as you watch this. And we're gonna come back to it in the end, but my goal is that by the end of this video, you're gonna feel a fire, a drive that will get you excited to maximize every single one of those days. Because let's be honest, most people don't make the most of their time. It's rare that you see someone crushing it, squeezing every minute out of the day to live out their best life to be successful. When you see those entrepreneurs running a bunch of businesses, managing their social media accounts, then they still have time for vacations, a wife and kids, and somehow they're hitting the gym every single day to stay in shape. Do you ever wonder, how do they manage to do all of that in one day? It feels like they have more hours in a day than you do, right? Well, they don't, right? They have the same 24 hours in a day and around the same 27,000 days total to live. And that's why if they can do it, if I can do it, then you can do it too. And if you don't know me, hi, my name is Alex. I left a high-paying job at Google to pursue a path where I could truly be my own boss. Fast forward to today, I've built multiple businesses from the ground up, being fortunate enough to make millions along the way. But if you know me, you know I'm not just about making money. It's nice, but I'm about designing a lifestyle that allows for growth, that allows for freedom and happiness. So I'm here to share how you can do the same. Optimize your life and stop wasting time on things that won't make your dreams come true, that won't make you any happier. And look, you clicked on this video, which means in one way or another, you know you can optimize your time better. Maybe you get to the end of your day and you feel frustrated because you haven't accomplished everything that you set out to do. You're stuck in this cycle of busyness without real progress, because there is a difference, right, between being busy and making progress. And I've been there too. There were days that I would sit down at my desk in the morning, and before I knew it, it was 6 p.m. I hadn't moved an inch closer to my goals. It felt like I was just running on a treadmill, busy, yes, but stationary, and it was really frustrating. And this is especially true if you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, because when you work a 9 to 5, your boss fills up your time for you. He's telling you what to do. He gives you your assignments, your projects, and he decides how you're spending those 40 hours a week. But when you work for yourself, and even to some degree when you work from home, you have to manage your own time, right? It's the one thing that doesn't stop. Whether you're ready or not, whether you're sick, healthy, tired, energized, the clock is ticking. So here's how you can take control of your time and stop wasting your life away. First, the biggest time suck in most people's lives nowadays is designed to be exactly that, a time-sucking, attention-grabbing platform, and that is social media. These companies like Meta, Google, X, TikTok, they're all after one thing and one thing only, your time. So much so that the biggest data point that they look at is watch time. Watch time is how long someone spends watching content on their platforms. And the more watch time, the more advertiser revenue these platforms make. Back in the day when we used Instagram, we had a chronological feed, right? We followed 50 people, and every day you'd be able to see what your friends were up to. And most days you'd actually get to the end of it, and IG would literally let you know, hey, you're all caught up. You did it. Well, nowadays, there is no end to your feed. As a matter of fact, I don't think people realize this, but why do you think Instagram got rid of the chronological feed? Or at least they hid it really well so that people wouldn't even use it. That's right, watch time. They don't want you to get to the end of your feed because that means you would exit the app and go live your life outside of their app. And as of August of 2024, TikTok users upload 16,000 videos every single minute. That's 981,000 videos per hour, 34 million videos per day, or 707 million videos per month. When will you ever be caught up again? So Instagram, of course, got rid of the chronological feed, introduced this new feed based on the success of TikTok's never-ending For You page, and all of a sudden, their watch time skyrocketed. When I see people asking for the chronological feed back from Instagram, I just laugh. Because it's never gonna happen. It's not good for their business. Look, my point is, social media is made to hijack your attention and ultimately to take up as much of your time as possible because your time is their revenue. So how do you take control of your time on social media? Well, the first thing you need to do is be aware of your social media habits, your behavior. So most people go in for a quick 2-minute check to see what's going on in the world, and then suddenly they're an hour deep into topics they don't even care about in the first place. If you're one of those people, there are a few ways to stop that. And the easiest thing that you can do is to move your social media apps from your home screen. Just hide them into a folder in the second or third screen of your phone, or remove them completely so you have to search for them. Because a lot of times you go into a social media app on impulse. You open your phone, you don't think about it, you click on that social media app, 30 minutes go by like this. Adding this extra step will give you a second to think and decide whether or not you want to scroll on TikTok or Instagram. And that 1 second that you have to think about it might just stop you from going there after all. Now look, the next step is actually installing an app like Opal. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just have a few friends that use this app and they love it. You can customize it to block specific apps, to keep distractions away and to focus. And you can even choose specific hours that you want to be able to use your phone. That's for my guys, my people who are watching this right now who have a hard time not going into social media. You install an app that blocks apps. The next thing that you can do is limit your screen time. Right? This is free. You can do it right from your phone. You just limit the usage of the apps that suck up most of your time, and you're gonna get a notification when you reach that limit. I think 30 to 60 minutes should be more than enough for your daily social media usage, unless it's part of your job. And it's funny because most people scroll at night in bed, which is arguably the worst time to do it. We know that dopamine hits right before going to sleep. That's not a good idea. And we know that blue light from those screens right before we sleep also isn't good. It makes no sense. Not only that, but we know that there are tons of other negative outcomes from spending too much time on social media. FOMO, depression, mental health issues, addiction, privacy issues, and so many others. And look, I know the majority of my viewers are men. We tend to push these emotions down, not deal with them. But if you're feeling low, if you're going through a hard time, then check out our sponsor, BetterHelp. They have licensed therapists that can help you without you ever having to leave your home. You just schedule an online appointment. It's really easy, it's practical, but most importantly, discreet. You don't need to drive to a doctor's office. There's no awkward waiting rooms. You sign up online with that first link in the description below. You're gonna be matched with a therapist, usually within 48 hours, so that you can get started fast. And you can talk about anything that you want. Maybe it's relationship issues, family situations, or maybe you just need to vent. You just need to get an unbiased opinion so you can finally make the right decisions that will help you move on with your life. And that's why your therapist is there. There's something really refreshing about being able to talk to someone without judgment. This person doesn't know your friends, doesn't know your family, your colleagues. They're there for you and for you only. And they're on your team. With the world being so digital nowadays, we need all the teammates that we can get. The truth is, most people are lonely nowadays. So if you're feeling the same way, just give this a try. Talk to someone, see how it goes. BetterHelp even lets you change the therapist free of charge if you don't like your first one for any reason. You can just change it to a new one. They're there to help you. You can do your sessions in a video call or just voice call. You can even do messages. So they really make it as easy as possible for you to build that relationship with your therapist. So check out BetterHelp and let them connect you to a therapist that can support you all from the comfort of your own home. It's betterhelp.com/Alex Costa, and you even get a special discount on your first month. And look, just yesterday, one of my employees came up to me and said, Alex, I need your help. I've been struggling to keep up with work lately. I feel like I'm not maximizing my time. You do so much in a day. How do you do it? Can you show me? The first thing I thought was, wow, I love this question, because most people would just complain that it's too much, that they can't do it. And then they would just crash and burn, right? But by asking me, it shows that he wanted to step up to the plate and to grow, to become more skillful, to elevate himself. And that one question gave me the idea to shoot this video, because if he's struggling, then I know there are so many others out there who are having the same issue. So I sat down with him. I gave him a few pointers on how he can optimize his project management. We use Asana at Forte Series. Asana is great for overall project management. Keep doing that. But how do you manage the hours within your day? And he actually didn't have an answer. Here's the thing. If you have a lot on your plate and you're not extremely organized, what ends up happening? Things slip through the cracks. I have multiple assistants who can add calls, meetings, events to my calendar. I live and breathe by my calendar. I like to say that if it's not on my calendar, it's not real. It's not gonna happen. So I opened up my laptop and I showed him my calendar and how I manage every single task. Every hour, everything is properly organized and my day is just laid out perfectly in front of me. Because the alternative is having a loose to-do list, right? And it's just not enough if you're trying to optimize your day. If your list says you need to finish a deck for work, go to the gym, reply to a few emails, it's fine, but when are you doing those things? You're not gonna be able to hold yourself accountable until the very end of the day when you look at your list at the end of the day to see if you've done everything. But if you have your gym set for 7 a.m., the work deck at 8:30 a.m., reply to emails at 11 a.m., then you're actually freeing up time in your afternoon to do other things, other projects. You can hold yourself accountable every hour as opposed to every day. If it's 8 a.m. and you haven't been to the gym yet and you said you were gonna go at 7, you know that you're late. You know that you have to make up for it somehow. So you can hold yourself accountable. I highly suggest that you use a calendar and keep track of your hours and avoid just making a loose to-do list, because it's just not as specific or organized, and you end up paying the price. And by the way, that price compounds over time, right? Because if you don't get your work project done today, you have to push it to tomorrow, which means you have to skip the gym, so on and so forth. That's how you get behind in life. It just snowballs until you're 30, and then you finally realize, damn, I've been wasting my time. I'm in my 30s now and I haven't really accomplished the things that I set out to do. There's one thing that completely changed my life and that I believe is the reason why I'm here today. I believe it's the reason for the success that I've had. I didn't go to school for fashion or videography to build this YouTube channel to 4 million subscribers. I didn't get a degree in business so that I could build my Brand Forte series to a multi-million-dollar business. Those things happened because of one thing only: discipline. In all fairness, look, discipline was something that I learned as a young kid. Still living in Brazil, going to a military school, I had to wake up way earlier than my friends who weren't going to this military school. I had to shine my shoes, I had to make sure that my uniform was ironed, and I had, I'm not even kidding, I had this little book that I had to keep on me at all times, and this book was signed by my captain every time I got a haircut. I'd have to go up to him, take off my hat, show him my haircut, and then he would sign it and date it. Every 14 days that would have to happen. And if I didn't have my haircut within 14 days, and if he saw that, I would get in trouble. I was 12 years old. I grew up quick. One thing I realized going to military school is that I loved having a routine. I loved getting my uniform ready the night before. I loved getting my haircuts every 2 weeks, right on schedule. I liked marching in formation precisely to the beat of the band. I appreciated structure. I appreciated a routine at a very young age. And I kept that as I got older, even after my family moved to the US as immigrants with very little in the bank, but lots of dreams. Having a routine is highly beneficial for improving your efficiency and your output. It helps keep you organized. It helps you stay on track. It reduces decision fatigue because you already have your day laid out in front of you. So instead of wasting time and energy deciding on what you're gonna do, you already know. You just gotta focus on those things. It increases your productivity. It increases your focus. It optimizes your time management. And it's even healthier because if you go to sleep and you wake up around the same time consistently, it stabilizes your body's internal clock. So your mood is improved. Your memory improves. I mean, I could go on and on, but establishing a healthy, disciplined routine is so underrated. A great example is you can be a naturally gifted athlete and it'll work for a while, right? But the less talented athlete who is disciplined, who is driven, who wakes up early to practice every single day, eats the right nutrients, gets the right amount of sleep, he's gonna win. That's just facts. And it's something we talk about inside my free community, Men's Image Lab. We have over 2,000 members networking, learning from each other, and I do live calls there all for free. I haven't accepted a lot of new members because I only want the right guys in there, and it's free after all. But I'm opening up more spots today for you guys watching this video. So if you want to join us, I'm going to leave a link below. Just make sure to add a profile photo at least, and then let us know why you want to be accepted, because otherwise you're going to be rejected. So if social media is number one in terms of time sucking, then the number two time sucking machine in today's society, right after social media, is of course your TV. Every day you turn on your TV, there's a new blockbuster movie, a new season of an amazing show with a great cast, right? There's a new streaming platform literally all the time. Apple TV, Disney Plus, Netflix, Peacock, Max, Hulu, the list goes on and on. Similar to social media, it's impossible to watch everything because there's just so much content. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to throw your TV away. I get that it's deeply threaded into our culture. And sometimes you almost feel dumb when people ask you if you've watched, I don't know, Game of Thrones or Harry Potter, and you say no because you haven't. I get that. But it becomes a problem when you spend 1 or 2 hours watching TV every single day. It might seem harmless at first, but you add it up and you're spending 14 hours a week watching TV. That's a part-time job. It's time that you could be investing into yourself, into your dreams, your goals. You could be learning a new skill, networking, or even just relaxing in a way that recharges you and gives you energy to go tackle your goals rather than just numbing your mind. And I'm not saying that every show is numbing. I get it. I like watching shows because I am a visual person. I appreciate set design. I appreciate angles for shots. It's really cool. But at the same time, you are kind of wasting time. So here's my advice. Set designated nights for TV. Maybe it's your Friday night chill time or Sunday movie night with your partner. Make it social, make it count, but don't let it spill into your daily routine. That way you can still enjoy the series that you like, right? You're not watching TV, you're still doing that, but it's not taking over your life. So it's funny, when I lived in LA, I was there for 10 years. I didn't have a TV in my bedroom the entire time. So people would come over and they'd be like, you don't have a TV in your bedroom? And they would look at me like I got two heads, like I'm crazy or a weirdo. And I decided to do that because that was hustle time for me. That was crunch time. I was building this channel. I didn't want the distraction, and it really worked. Because for me to go to the living room by myself to watch TV, it would just never happen. So I highly recommend you get rid of your TV in your bedroom if you are in this hustle time, in this building time. And you can still have one in your living room. You can make it social. You can have fun on that designated time that you set out to watch TV. But when you put it in your bedroom, sometimes you're about to lay in bed and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna watch one more episode of something. And then you go to bed an hour later, which means you wake up an hour later, and there goes that time. Now, there's one thing that I recently did that really changed my whole day. And it gave me a lot of extra hours, a lot of extra time that I didn't know I had. I was able to buy back that time with the hard work that I put in first. And let me explain what that means. Optimizing your daily chores is where you can truly reclaim a lot of lost time. I mean, think of all the small recurring tasks that eat away at your day, right? And these little things that they don't take up a lot of time individually, but together, when you're shipping out packages, cooking, grocery shopping, taking out the trash, doing laundry, the list goes on. And look, of course, I have the means to get help now, but there are ways that you can do the same without having to spend as much. And that's how it starts. I have multiple assistants who help streamline my tasks. They handle things like scheduling, errands, inbox management, calendar management, laundry, etc., etc. I use meal delivery services for ready-to-eat healthy meals. It sounds crazy, but it's not that expensive. It's a lot more practical, and it doesn't take up any of my time to just heat up a healthy meal. And then I don't have to think about it. I don't have to count my calories. Everything's already written there, all of my macros. And it sounds a little crazy, but by delegating those tasks to someone else, then you're saving a lot of time. And if you're making $50 an hour and you're paying someone $20 an hour to do a task like this, you're saving money, right? Because you're applying that extra hour to work and you're making 50, spending 20, you still net 30, and now you don't have to do your laundry. Now, if your budget allows, I would highly recommend you outsource, you automate, you delegate, even something as simple as investing in, a Roomba robot vacuum. Like, you can save you time each week. For grocery shopping, set up delivery services, right? Set up recurring charges or curbside pickups. Use technology and services to handle those repetitive tasks so that you can focus on what's truly important to you, whatever that is. And maybe it's social time, maybe it's actual work time. But at the end of the day, remember, it's not about having time. It's about making time. Every minute that you save from these activities is another minute that you can spend growing, learning, enjoying life to its fullest. Don't forget, the average lifespan might be 27,375 days, but it's up to you to make each one of those days count. Start today, because time waits for no one. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to elevate your life.